Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, what is up? What is up, yeah? The King of Lightning is here today bringing you guys and gals One Piece Chapter 813 review. Now, this chapter, first of all, okay, before we go any further, if you have not seen the live reaction yet to the chapter, annotation in this corner right here, as well as a link in the box below. Now, this chapter, One Piece, let's dive right into the chapter. First of all, I gotta say that pacing-wise, it is slower compared to the previous chapter, because in the previous chapter, you had a lot of points that are being hit. You had, not to get to the details, but you had A, B, C, D, E. You had a lot of points being hit. But in this chapter, it's 1 point being dragged out throughout the entire chapter. That's a chapter. It's 1 point being dragged out. It's basically the reaction of the news. Third son of the Vinsmoke family, Sanji, marrying, wedded to 35th daughter of the Charlotte family, Purit. That's the pacing. Now, when it comes to story progression, it's also minimal, because you have Sanji. He is now leaving for what? He's leaving for an indefinite period of time. And that is the story progression. So that whole thing at the end is it. And that's really it. Because everything else is just, again, the reaction. It's the reaction. It's like details about Big Mom and her intelligence agency, because she gets data very, very quickly and efficiently. The main story progression is Sanji actually leaving. Now, what's important to note here is, because this arc is called the 500 million man arc, something like that. The arc is based on Luffy, clearly. So it looks like we're going to cover this arc first, and then we're going to go to the Sanji stuff. Now, my assumption is going to be Sanji is not going to return to the Straw Hat crew for probably 3 or 4 arcs. So let's say this. Sanji leaves the Straw Hat Pirates indefinitely. It's not like some Usopp shit where Usopp is like, oh no, I'm leaving you guys, Luffy, fuck you. Bullet, bitch. And then you have to get on your knees like, no. Because you chose to leave permanently. You will no longer remember. Sanji's coming back, but we just don't know when. So Sanji leaves the Straw Hat crew indefinitely. Now, characterization. Sanji is the chapter. Therefore, he gets the bulk of the characterization. But also, there is, and it sounds weird, but there is subsidiary characterization, which I'll explain what that is. I made it up, absolutely. Fucking absolutely. But it's the reality here. But there is subsidiary characterization in the chapter as well. So first of all, Big Mom. Big Mom is apparently very effective when it comes to gathering data. Capone lets it be known that if Big Mom wants to know about you and get data on you, she's going to get it. She's going to know. Alright? So don't be surprised if we know shit about you that you thought that no one knew. We know. Because one of the Yonko of the world wanted to know. Also, I'm not too sure if this is the case for, let's say, Shanks. Because even though it's implied in the chapter that because she is a Yonko, via just the title of Yonko alone, you can gather a lot of information and details on certain individuals. What I think, more or less, is because someone like Big Mom goes out of her way to have such a wide web of influence, and because of that, she's able to gather intel. Someone like Shanks, who really doesn't care about that, who just parties, he has, I think, one ship. I think he has one ship. It's just Shanks and the boys, and that's it. So when it comes to that whole notion of data gathering, Big Mom is going to have the edge over, let's say, a Yonko like Shanks. And then also the fact that, you have to come to anything that she invites you to. The tea party is not an invitation, it's a summons. You have to go. Then Caesar Clown reveals that, yes, in fact, Big Mom is the head of the Charlotte family, alright? So those 35 daughters, they are her daughters. So some brave or crazy soul out there in the One Piece world is willing to stick their wee-wee, to stick their utensil in a very dangerous place that is probably full of acid and whatnot. You gotta rock some arm and hockey on your utensil if you're gonna. Oh, who is doing this? Oh, it's Kaido. It's Kaido. Yeah. That's why he wants to kill himself. Because he has 35 daughters by this big bitch. That's why Cod wants to just take the noose, just tie it like real tight. That's the reason why. Oh, we figured it out. Ladies and gentlemen, we done it. Yeah! We done it. We have our answer. Kaido is brave enough. He's crazy enough. Well, speaking of crazies, maybe it's Jack. Uh-oh, Mastodon wee wee. Bro, I don't know, man. I don't know. But yes, it is confirmed that Big Mom is the head of the Charlotte family. That's her characterization. Then you got Brook, Soul Kingu Brook, and basically, oh no, I'm sorry. Now it's the Bone Baron. Fuck Soul King, all right? It's Bone Baron Brook. And the Bone Baron, I love that name, the Baron. Like, who the fuck calls themselves a Baron? Well, no, it wasn't him. It was the Mink. They called him Baron. That's a beastly name. I like that. If I want a title, it's not Sir. It's not Doctor. It's not Sama or any of that bullshit. No, it's Baron. All right, I want Baron. Yeah, I like it. How the fuck do I get that? I'm deviating completely. Listen, all right? Listen, here's the thing. So, he knows the Vinsmoke family somehow, some way, okay? And when he heard the name, it sent chills down his spine, which is a little bit of a hint to the magnitude, to the weight and influence of the Vinsmoke family. Now, he's going to tell us. He has to. All right? Though I do think, when I think about it for a second, I think maybe Robin should know too, right? Because if the Vinsmoke are that prominent when it comes to the Marines or the world government or noble families or organization as a whole, then Robin should know too, because the Revolutionary Army, they are very good when it comes to intel gathering. They really are. So she should know because she was there for 2 years? Yeah, Robin should know about the Vinsmoke family. So, yeah, I'm throwing it out there. Robin or Brook should tell us about the Vinsmoke. Or maybe both, who knows. So, that's Brook's characterization because he knows. That ties to his history because Brook, he's been a pirate for 50 years. He's been a pirate for a long fucking time. And because he's 80 or 90 years old. So, it's history. It shows you that the Vinsmoke family, they do have history. Then you have Nami, who apparently was suspicious of Sanji's backstory for a while, ever since Jump Street, because according to the way the One Piece globe is structured, apparently you can only get to the East Blue from the North Blue by crossing the red line. That's the only way you can do it. And to me, I'm not buying it, because to me, there should be a way. Like, you cross a conveyor belt, you go into the Grand Line, you go over some type of land formation like the Reverse Mountain, and you can end up in the East Blue probably through those type of methods. But the whole point here is that the voyage to the East Blue from the North Blue is a very enduring voyage. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So it's going to take a lot of manpower. It's going to take a lot of wealth. It's going to take a lot of connections, that kind of stuff. That being said, the reason why I say, so when it comes to characterization, the reason why it's mainly for Sanji is because everything that they're discussing in turn points to Sanji. So that's why the characterization of Nami and Brook is subsidiary to Sanji's. So when Brook talks about the Vinsmoke, and he talks about how, so because he knows the Vinsmoke name, and it sent chills down his spine, and because he is a pirate, and because he was a pirate for a very long time, that means that the history of the Vinsmoke is very prominent, and that's Sanji's family. So Sanji's family is a very prominent family. It's also backed up when Nami states how, well, going from the North Blue to the East Blue, you have to go over the red line, and that's a very hard thing to do. So how do you do that? And again, that points at his family, Sanji's family. Therefore, Sanji's characterization. That points at his family being very influential and having a lot of weight to the world government or to, let's say, underground associations or, let's say, noble families, that kind of stuff. This notion is further backed up later on in the chapter when you have Sanji basically use the wanted poster, his only alive wanted poster, as a means of a defense against Capone and company. He says, listen, man, if you guys try and hurt me, just so you know, someone has my back. Someone very prominent. only alive for a reason. Even if a single hair on my head is touched, you guys are going to have some problems, even though you are subordinates of Big Mom. And so Capone backs off. So this probably is the Vinsmoke family reason as to why his post is only alive. Though I can still kind of see why it would be Big Mom. I can see it because the Yonko, like Whitebeard, all he wanted was a family. If a Yonko so chooses to try and integrate themselves in some way, shape, or form in the world government system, like the flip side of Dragon, where Dragon wants to take it down, let's say someone prominent wants to be a part of the world government system, a Yonko would probably be the one, and Big Mom, she may be the one. So again, I'm pushing it, but these are things I have to question because apparently this family concept is a very important concept when it comes to like Big Mom's family and her crews as well, because that's the reason why, according to what Capone said, if Sanji marries Purin and he's a part of the Straw Hat Pirates, by definition the Straw Hat Pirates are then subordinates of the Big Mom Pirates. So it's like what the fuck? Like, that's ridiculous. So again, this all points back to Sanji. And then you have Capone's characterization, which basically is him going over like his abilities, like he can control anything within his own body in his own castle. And then it is one of the advisors of the Fire Tank Pirates, Vito. He's an advisor, all right? And I know that the advisors for the Mafia are like they're not the secondary people in the Mafia, but they're high up there when it comes to like the Mafia. Because I know that when it comes, like, you have your main boss, like Capone, and then you have Jesus Christ, it's been such a long time. The capo something. It's like a sub boss or like the underboss, something like that. But the actual name is like Capo Bontello or some Bontillo. I forgot what the fuck the name was, but it escapes me. I remember it like way back when. We haven't seen him yet, but Capone probably has a subsidiary, an underboss. So this guy, Mr. Monster Gun, he is one of the top guys in the Fire Tank Pirates, but he's not the vice captain, if you would. He's not the underboss. So it's fascinating, and I'm starting to wonder also if Sanji's family, the Vinsmoke, if they are actually like a noble family, because I was talking to someone yesterday about it via PMs on YouTube, and this person thinks that the Vinsmoke family are an underground based family, like an underground broker family, and that'd be fascinating because then it would be influence of the world government through not having like lineage within the world government itself, but just having a way of regulating the underground market, which is probably something that the world government dabbles in, but they do so behind the scenes. And that's the Vinsmoke family. So it's fascinating because people are really thinking about, like, they're going deep. People are going deep when it comes to the Vinsmoke stuff with Sanji. And it's good. It's refreshing because Sanji needs the love. All right? He needs it. So I believe in a thing called love. I can't do it. Shit. No. I believe in a thing called love. Ooh, yeah. I got it. Damn. Squeaky high. It's been such a long time. Shit. All right, but I'm done. The chapter overall, I thought that this was a great plus chapter in One Piece. It was effective when it came to characterization for Sanji in a lot of ways. I mean, even like the little things, like him being able to sense Negomamushi, observation haki usage in a very good way. That was nice. And, Capone being witty, but, he's regulating. He is letting us know that Big Mom does not fuck around. If she wants to know something about you, she'll fucking know. You have a lot of the stuff pertaining to Brook and the history about, Brook's piracy, how he probably has dealt with the Vinsmoke in the past, or he's heard about them in the past. The Gorosei are old as fuck. Brook is old as fuck. Remember back in the day when Brooks said that there was a rookie named Goldie Roger? Uh-oh. What if one of the Gorosei is Vinsmoke? And way back when, he was a well-known Marine like Garp. And Brooks pirate crew had to deal with them. Yo, maybe, nigga. All right. Well, I'm done. The chapter overall is gonna be a great plus, and I'm done. So, King of Lightning, rate the video, comment, and subscribe as always. Peace. Have a nice goddamn day. I do want to add this addendum for the video because I done fucked up when it comes to the 500 million berry man arc bit. Like, I don't know where my brain was, but clearly I wasn't focused. And I just happened to reread chapter 810 for like discussion video purposes, and then I realized, oh shit, the cover story is the 500 million berry man arc. That's why you had the Barati and Sanji's new poster in the Barati restaurant. That's what you had in the chapter after that. No, chapter 812, Kogayashi Village, and Nami's new wanted poster thing. So that's my mistake. That's my bad. So that whole thing about the current arc being called the 500 million berry man arc, that was my mistake. My bad. Though I am curious as to where Oda is going to go now. Either we stick with Zou or do we go over to Sanji? I'd rather he goes to Sanji for the entire year of 2016. For the entire year. Because Sanji needs some love. Nami and Brook and Chopper, they're not that important, but Sanji is. So let's focus on Sanji, okay? So, I'm done, alright? Once again, I apologize. That was my mistake, my bad. So, King Lightning, rate the video, comment, and subscribe as always. Have a nice goddamn day. And yes, I can admit when I make mistakes. It is what it is.